Hi, this is DJ Tina, host of HMTV Canada eZine. On the phone with me today is a wonderful woman full of inspiration, life, and soul, artist Carmen Chiles. Hi Carmen, how's your summer going?
Hey, Tina, everything's going well. My summer is going exceptionally well. You know, aside from the music, I found time this summer for the outdoors, for camping, you know, to go to the beach, spend time with my family. I'm in the midst of being in my sister's wedding, which is really special, my sister Talita, and experiencing all that. So it's a really good summer.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Thanks.
I've been doing the same. I've been going to the beach, concerts at the Molson Amphitheater. It's been wild there. There are a lot of great concerts going on. I'm enjoying my summer.
Cool, likewise.
Congratulations on your new album, Carmen Chiles Solution. I think it's amazing you're able to land a licensing and distribution deal for the CD with Amplitude Records International within 4 months after the release of Carmen Chiles Solution. That's awesome.
Thank you. I'm humbled by it as well.
Can you tell our audience some of the struggles and obstacles you had to overcome while making Solution?
Yes, I mean, some of the struggles were traveling to upstate New York because I live in New Jersey and working in New York, and in between trying to work a full-time job and finding time to record the music, it was a challenge and a struggle to have to travel all the way to upstate New York to record in the studio. I was at High-Low Studios in Campbell Hall, New York, so there was a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings, and also just being able to actually leave my hometown of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and leave for New York and not know anyone and not have any contacts, you know, and just trying to make it happen for myself, and then, of course, finding time to actually write music, and then sacrificing fun and, you know, extracurricular activities, so to speak, with my friends, and then finding someone to believe in me to even begin this whole thing, and then money for recording. It was just a lot of struggles, you know?
You were burning the candle at both ends.
Absolutely, but it's worth it. It's obviously, you know, at this point, I've seen enough success for myself and those around me to keep going, so it's good.
Hopefully you're finding the time to enjoy yourself a little better these days.
I am. This summer has been very helpful to me in doing that.
I love your lyrics. They're real and express everyday life, portrays imagery, how your songs reflect and relate the struggles we face every day. One of my favorites is Hear Me, Feel Me, Understand Me. That's an awesome song.
I'm so glad you appreciate that song, and that particular song was just random inspiration from a complete stranger who happened to be working really late at night that I just came across and sparked that song. And definitely want to give a shout out to the Lyrical Queen, aka LQ. She helped write about half the songs in the album, so her inspiration was there as well. But you know, it's been an experience all in all. It's been a positive.
Solution is real. The original. Have you discovered any unsung heroes since our last online interview last year?
I sure have. I have actually come closer to my immediate family, and there's been some, of course, personal conflicts and struggles that we've had to overcome. And just when I thought I knew how, you know, my family, I thought, would react to a certain situation, they just exceeded that in a positive way. And being able to just see that, it's really inspired me just to go through ups and downs with the people that love you the most and have them actually pull through together in times of struggle has given me hope. So it's been a positive way to see how they've handled struggle, and that's very special.
That would be very special, of course. Are you still maintaining the sweet lush of coming up with new songs in your piano playing as your alibi?
I'm definitely trying. I guess that's for the general public or fans to determine. Every time that I write a song, I bring it to my management, and kind of as a screening process to see if it's worth taking to that next step to the actual studio to record it. So yes, it's definitely a goal to maintain that lush, but also to improve that lush and push myself, which sometimes leads to frustration, but it's kind of like scratching an itch, you know. It feels good afterwards because you feel a sense of accomplishment, you know.
Are you still working with Nink Nink? He has a wonderful remix song, Love Is, which is available for download currently on your MySpace page.
I certainly am. He's vital in this recording process. And that was actually a pleasant surprise. You know, I honestly didn't even know that he was working on that for me. You know, those vocals have already been recorded, and so he went into the studio with the engineer, Derek, a.k.a. the Doctor, and he just surprised me with that. So he's definitely a huge part of the process.
What are your biggest challenges in mixing, recording, and mastering Solution?
Wow, I would have to say staying patient. Staying patient because I'm not an engineer. You know, I don't know how to push those buttons and make things sound a certain way. So to a certain point, I had to learn to take a step back and let the engineers do what they do. And, you know, at some point, it's a goal of mine to actually learn how to push those buttons and learn how to engineer my own music.
I really dig how you said you have the song in your head before it gets engineered. It's like a gift.
It's cool that you pointed that out. I didn't even think about that, but yes, it's kind of like dreaming. You know, it's like you're unconscious, but you see it, you hear it, you feel it. It's there. It's happening. It's just a matter of remembering it. And sometimes, if you don't, and I'm sure a lot of singer-songwriters can understand what I'm about to say next. If you don't actually write down what you're feeling and thinking at that moment, you can lose it, and you never get it back again. So I definitely try to write down what I'm feeling when I'm feeling it.
Mm-hmm. Have you any video film production in the works for Solution?
Yes, I'm blessed to be able to say that we do. The distribution label that I signed to, Amplitude Records International, they've set up several meetings with video directors and producers, and several scripts were submitted for our review. So it's in the works, and I'm very happy to say that.
Carmen, I can't wait for that to come out. I am so looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Who is the current lineup of members in Carmen Chiles and their roles in the band?
Okay, the current lineup. Well, on drums we have Anton Milton. On the bass we have Rashawn Alexander. On saxophone and keyboard / piano we have Evan Smith. And then last but certainly not least, I have to give a shout out to Darko Saric, who is our lead guitarist. He also engineered half the album and mastered the entire album. That's my lineup.
What are the band members' influences in the music?
Well, they're quite eclectic. They're very interesting set of gentlemen, I must say, which fits perfectly with my style of music, which is eclectic / soulful. This first off the top of my head, the bass player, Rashawn Alexander, you know, he's a huge fan of Yellow Jacket, Jaco Pastorius, Joel Smith, Andrew Gouge, Terrence Palmer. So, you know, he's studying the music. So he's a student of the music. And then actually, Derek, our lead guitarist, he comes from the European side of the world. So he's got that Euro feel, that U2, Coldplay, you know, Sade. It's really cool. It's really cool. So it's eclectic and soulful.
Have you met your goals in playing live with your full band at festivals?
Definitely, I'm not complacent in saying the following, but to a certain point, yes. Because each show, whether it's a solo show or a band show, I make it a point to try to improve on what I do or how the band sounds. So there's, of course, rehearsals. We're trying to improve. So, yes, I feel like we're improving with every show. But to be able to open up for these, you know, great artists, it's a blessing. And I really try to learn from them. And it's almost like studying a video of, like, your favorite artist. You watch what they do and you watch what makes them successful, you know, which I've done in the past, but it's extra special to actually be there in person, you know? Mm-hmm. It's kind of numbing. It's great.
How was your East Coast tour and opening up for cool acts like Brian Wilson, Foreigner, and Kansas?
Oh, man. Well, first thing that comes to my head, Brian Wilson. That was actually a solo show. So I'm there. It's a performing arts center. So there's about 2,500, 3,000 people there. And it's just me and my guitar. So it's like me in my bedroom trying to come up with a song, you know. But just sharing my feelings. And it's real intimate. The spotlight's on me. It's dark. These people really, for the most part, don't know who I am. So there's kind of that fear where it's like, oh, man, hope I don't get booed, you know? But it's great. There's a couple songs I sang during the performance where I opened for Brian Wilson where a couple people in the front row, you know, they were crying. And then after the song is done, you get this eruption of applause. It's like, okay, it's okay to play the next song and keep going. And then I walk off the stage, and there's Brian Wilson. And I'm like, wow. And he watched the entire show, you know, and giving me feedback, and I'm just completely in awe. And then, you know, to open up for Kansas and Foreigner, great. I would like to open up for more alternative bands. I mean, I've opened up for Gym Class Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great hip hop rock band, and so it's I'm opening up for a lot of different artists, which I feel is a true testament to the eclectic sound that I have.
That's awesome. Can you tell us about your Urban Jam Festival in Fort Knox and opening up for Keith Sweat, Omarion, and Bone Crusher and Silk?
Yes, that's a very special show for me. That's definitely going to go down as one of the greatest experiences of my life thus far, because it was my first experience being flown to a show. So that means someone actually thought it was worth it to fly Carmen Chiles and her band to a show. And when we arrived, we were treated like royalty. The production, the hospitality, the catering, everything was just top of the line. I'll never forget it. We watched, as a band, we watched all the other artists. We were the opening act. It's interesting. I was the only female that was on the bill. So when I walked on the stage, I didn't even think about it. I was just like, oh, I'm here. This is great. And then I was like, wait a minute. Why would all these women want to see me on? They want to see these men, Walk on and I freeze for a second, and I'm like, wait a second. I better say the right thing. And all of a sudden, I just told them how beautiful I thought they were, and that worked out pretty well. They just loved it, and proceeded with the performance once again. And the band did their thing. There's a lot of preparation involved, meticulous preparation. So it was just a great experience. And then as a band, we watched, Keith Sweat, and he's a pro. He's been in the game for a long time. And once again, learning, trying to make the most of the entire experience. Great.
You would have learned a great deal.
Absolutely.
Have you been successful in selling CDs and Carmen Child Solution merchandise at your live performances?
Sure have, and it's been a huge part in keeping that merchandise alive. Making that money, it goes directly to purchasing more merchandise to be able to sell it at future shows. So of everyone that's been out there that's purchased a CD or T-shirts, you're helping to support my musical endeavors, so it's really appreciated.
I understand you have another music festival coming up on August 30th.
Yes, I'll be opening up for Morris Day and the Time, which I'm sure anyone that watched the Grammys this past year, they saw them perform. It's amazing. Or if you've seen Purple Rain, band that was with Prince in that movie.
Yes.
And, we're going to, as a band, we're kind of like chameleons. We kind of morph and transform into whatever show, whatever the crowd's going to be. So this particular show, of course, is going to be bringing the funk. You got to give the crowd what they're coming to see. And so we're going to be there. And then actually before that, August 16th, we'll be in New York at B.B. King's Blues Club, opening up for Calvin Richardson. He's an R&B singer. So very excited about the future.
It sounds very impressive, Carmen.
Thank you.
Will you be touring Canada in the future?
Yes, and we're looking to actually book shows there. And Canada, I have to tell you this. My father is a minister. He's actually a bishop. And years ago, and I was actually a child, we went to Canada, and we got to experience Montreal. And I have to say, I've never met kinder people in my entire life. I love the accent. I love the hospitality. It would be, believe me, when I get to Canada, I will love it. I can't wait.
I look forward to that.
Thank you.
I want to see you in concert.
It'd be great.
You'll love it here because it's so laid back. And there's lots to do in Canada. There's lots to see. The scenery is just breathtaking.
I believe it.
Can fans request Carmen Child Solution music on mainstream radio or internet radio for airplay?
Yes, I can. I will be posting on my MySpace, which is myspace.com/Carmen Childs Band Music. I'll be posting the stations that are currently spinning the record and their contact information, so anyone that wants to be able to request the music will be able to do so.
What do you think of internet radio?
Huge, vital at this point for me, for any other independent artists that are coming out. It's just so appreciated. I mean, the internet is such a powerful tool, obviously, in this day and age.
That's what I love about internet radio. It gives the independent bands a chance to get known and get the airplay they need.
Exactly. I mean, I'm a fan of music, so I'm constantly online. I'm looking at other artists, and I'm just like, wait a second, I've never heard of that person. I never heard of him or her, and the internet is there, boom, and then you click on their link, and the next thing you know, you're listening to the music. The next thing you know, you're downloading the music on your iPod. The next thing you know, you're telling your friends about it, and then word spread. It's like a wildfire, so it's very, very important.
You're absolutely right. Before we wrap up our interview, can you tell our audience where they can buy Solution, a gift and jewel CD to have in their collection, and Carmen Chiles Solution merchandise online?
Yes, and again, first and foremost, I must say it's best to just take a minute, just go to my MySpace, sign up for the mailing list, so that way you can get the information firsthand, when I blast out an email. But jewel CDs will be available for purchase through the distribution label's website, which is amp-records.com. That's amp-records.com. The distribution label is in the process right now as we speak, manufacturing and printing those CDs to be available. So I'm very excited to be able to actually hold that in my hand. It's kind of like giving birth to a baby,
Mm-hmm.
It's like months and months of work, and then bam, there it is. So yes, it will be available.
Any last words?
Yes. Speaking of the CD, I would like to give a shout out to Ben Nelson with A Step Ahead Productions for doing the artwork for Solution. So anyone that's out there that buys the CD and they open it up and see the artwork, and that was Ben Nelson. He's a very special person and friend to me, and he's an amazing graphic design artist. So definitely thankful to him, and also to my management, Power Entertainment Group, Nick, LQ, Lyrical Queen, my family, my brother, my sister, and of course all the fans, and especially to you, Tina. Okay, the interview before this that we did, just so appreciated. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Carmen, for allowing our e-zine the opportunity for completing a follow-up interview for Carmen Chiles Solution. Solution is one of my treasured CDs. You rock.
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you.
All right.